actually didn't have any cravings during pregnancy. But one thing I feel like I wasn't warned about is actually postpartum anxiety.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to Baby Steps, sponsored by Oxford and Soho Baby, a podcast dedicated to exploring the personal and emotional journeys of parenting. I'm your host. My name is Medea. Today I have Rose, lifestyle content creator and mother of one. Rose, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming. We're going to start with something called the Fast Five, where I ask you five questions back to back and you answer with the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, first question. Biggest pregnancy craving?
I actually didn't have any cravings during pregnancy.
Really?
But I will say towards the end, like the very last week, I think it started to kick in. I would crave cereal, which
Cereal. I've not heard that one.
yeah, which is so weird because I'm normally not, I don't eat cereal really ever. Even now, I don't eat cereal. So that was like the one weird craving that I did have. But normally it was no cravings.
Was it a specific cereal or just all cereal in general?
Yeah, it was Fruit Loops.
Oh, I love Fruit Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loops. So I'm like, I don't know what it was in there. And yeah, it was the weirdest thing ever, but that would be like my only craving.
That's a good one. Which is worse? You run out of diapers or you run out of wipes?
Oh, I've definitely been in that situation. Oh, I would say worse running out of diapers because what do I cover her with?
Yeah, you
At
can't
least,
create a diaper.
yeah, you can kind of create a diaper. But like, yeah, yeah, that one's that I actually recently I didn't have any wipes and she I needed wipes. So that was a bad one.
Yeah, what they're both really bad. You
They're
need you
both
need
really
them
bad.
both.
You really do. Yeah.
Yeah. One word to describe labor and one word to describe parenthood.
For labor, I had so much fun.
What?
Okay, so my labor and delivery was the most perfect that you could ask for. I felt zero pain. I pushed her out in 10 minutes. God truly was in the room with me because I was laughing with the nurses. My nurses were amazing too. I was laughing with the nurses. We were chatting it up. And I actually have a video on my social media where you can see me. I'm just talking while I'm pushing. Well, I'm pushing, and then in between pushes, I'm like talking with my nurses and I'm laughing. And I really truly didn't feel anything. So I would 1,000% do it again. It was a fun experience for me. And then for motherhood or parenthood, I would definitely say life changing in the best ways. um I feel like I get to relive my childhood, I guess, through her. So it's just so much fun. I think it's the best thing to be a parent. It's the best thing to be a mom. And she's the best. She's not a hard baby to deal with. So she's really, really good.
You got so lucky because I hear stories of like 24-hour labor.
Exactly.
So you
And
got you got straight to the hospital and within 10 minutes she was out.
so I was there for a while. The only reason why is because I was actually waiting for my doctor, that one I wanted specifically. So they were like, if you really want to wait, we can wait because my water didn't break yet. I was just having contractions. So I was like, yeah, let's wait for my doctor. I want to wait. And it's the funniest thing ever because we were watching Shrek in my delivery room. And once my doctor came, they were like, okay, we're gonna pop your sack, your bag. And from there, that's when everything's gonna start happening. So in total, when I started pushing, she came out in like 10 minutes. Um, and
Wow.
and yeah, going back to how you said you've heard like, horrible stories, and that's what I thought birth was going to be like, right? You see it in the movies, people are screaming and you're in pain, and not to say that that's not real. I'm sure for others it was pretty much real, and I thought that's what was going to be my reality. I thought I was going to be in pain too. But once my perfect labor story happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I really got lucky and blessed to have like a good positive birth story. Finally, one that I could tell because again, there's so many bad ones out there and it sucks to have a bad experience, I'm sure. When
Yeah.
it's a life-changing, like moment, you want it to be beautiful, but then I'm sure you think of like, oh my God, it was so painful though.
Yeah, you got extremely lucky. So
Mm,
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Favorite baby product you can't live without?
Ooh, favorite baby product. Um, Honestly, this is gonna sound so bad. When worst comes to worst and she's throwing her tantrum, I put on a little Miss Rachel.
Oh, that's such a good one. Yeah.
That is like my lifesaver. When I have to go like do a quick errand and I have to take her with me in the car, she's not a fan of car seats, so Miss Rachel really helps out.
Yeah, something about her voice and the way she talks,
I
kids
love her.
love her.
There's actually another one too, Miss Nena, and that one's in Spanish. So she's growing up to be a little bilingual queen. She's learning
Mm.
her Spanish and her English from both of them. So those, honestly, I know screen time is not the best, but when worst comes to worst, and I just need, a good 10-15 minutes, that's like that's my go-to.
Yeah, a little screen time is fine, and it
Yeah.
depends on what they're watching on the screen.
Exactly. I have
So,
seen that too. Since
yeah.
they're live and they're, talking and they're doing different activities, it does say it's okay. But still, I do try to limit her as much as possible. But there are exceptions.
Yeah. Kids love Miss Rachel.
Yeah, they do. They do. Who doesn't?
Yeah. Most unexpected joy of motherhood.
I think holidays.
Oh.
I think holidays, I get so excited to celebrate with her. That's like a big joy for me to see her get like kind of get excited of we probably have seen like snow 1,000 times, but like her, it's her first time, or rain, any little thing. It's like it's to us, we're used to it, but for her, it's like experiencing life the first time. And it's like, oh my gosh, I get excited now all of a sudden for new things. So I think that will be definitely like the joyous part.
Yeah, you get to experience life again
Mhm.
through her.
Exactly.
That is so cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about holidays or like dressing her up.
Mhm.
And yeah, that is so cute.
I do dress her up a lot. Last year I dressed her up like as a little turkey for
Oh,
Thanksgiving. And then she was the Grinch, well, like a little cute Grinch outfit. And my dog was Max, right? From the Grinch That Stole Christmas. So
mhm.
I get excited to do little things like that with her. And I have to do something again this year to see what I'm gonna dress her up as for Christmas.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless.
Oh yeah, there's so many out there.
Now on to the questions. What was the most surprising part of pregnancy or birth that no one warned you about?
Ooh. Um, so we know postpartum depression is very real,
Mm-hmm.
and I was definitely warned about that. But one thing I feel like I wasn't warned about is actually postpartum anxiety. So I had a lot of postpartum, they're very different,
Mm-hmm.
similar but very different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think I had postpartum depression at all. What I had was postpartum anxiety. And what I mean by that is car rides, her getting sick. There's so many diseases out there. They say if you kiss a baby, you have to be very careful. Others other than parents shouldn't kiss a baby. You get scared of that sickness. Just any little thing, keeping her at nighttime, like sleep time was really, really hard for me. I was very scared, to give her a blanket or for her to sleep, her roll to the side while she's sleeping. So that anxiety, I think I had a really, really hard time struggling with because your mind was my mind was definitely going into dark places. And when I would discuss that to doctors, they were quick to be like, "Oh no, you have depression. Like, do you want to hurt your child? Do you want to hurt yourself?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. That's not it at all. It's I guess I'm scared of the world hurting my child, if that makes sense."
Yes. Yeah.
So I think there's a huge difference in both of those. And I've definitely gotten a lot better. I'm not so anxious or have so much anxiety. I think especially because she's what, a year and 14 months, or she's 14 months now. So I've gotten the hang of it. But in the beginning, when you're first going through it, um, you're like, wait, I don't know what to do if she gets a fever. How do I know if like, what was that cough? Like, do I have to go to the ER? Like, you get scared. Like, and especially too, one big thing, people around me, that I know personally have lost their child. And so that was a
Oh.
big mental, um, it was really heavy on my mental during that time because I would see others go through that, and I couldn't count on my fingers how many people that I know personally that were going through something like that. Or things that I would see on social media too, of people losing theirs. So that was a huge, huge part of adjusting and trying to figure out how to ease my anxiety and how to get out of that bad mentality.
Yeah, it's scary.
It
You have
is.
you have this little person and you want to keep them safe, but there's
Absolutely.
so much out there. So it's
Hmm.
totally valid. Do
Hmm.
you have any tips for dealing with anxiety?
Yeah. I learned that the brown outlet, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's basically like a little sock for your baby that you
Hmm.
put on their feet at nighttime, and it will monitor their heartbeat, um, their breathing, their oxygen levels. I think it does a little bit more, but that's pretty much the basics of it. And so, God forbid something were to happen overnight, it will kind of set an alarm off, and that helped me with anxiety a lot. Um, in my faith in God and being
Hmm.
closer to God.
Yeah.
To me, those two things really go hand in hand, and I think that really, really helps me. Um, and trying to stay strong and finding a community of other moms too.
Yeah. To see
Hmm.
that you're not alone.
Yeah, and you're not crazy.
Yeah, every mother feels
Hmm.
anxiety to some extent about their
Absolutely,
child. Every single
absolutely.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
that's I didn't know about the sock. That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's been really helpful. You can monitor it on your phone, and it's amazing. It really helped to ease my anxiety a little bit. It was still there, but at least a little bit.
Yeah. Anything that
Mhm.
helps, let's try
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Back to your labor story.
Mhm.
Can you describe the moment you realized you were in labor?
It was very questionable. I
Oh.
didn't know if I was in labor because everybody says like, "Oh no, you'll know."
Mm-hmm.
But I was experiencing Braxton Hicks a little bit. And I thought it was just Braxton Hicks. I was feeling what I know now were contractions, but I was in denial. I was like, no, I don't think it is. Um, but yeah, that when I found out, I downloaded the app where you can track your contractions, and I started marking them. And I started to realize, like, no, Rose, this is contractions. Like, this is what you're feeling, which they didn't hurt that bad
Oh, they
to
didn't?
me. To me, let me say, because I once I got to the hospital, they said you're 6 centimeters dilated, like you're ready to go almost, right?
Whoa.
And I was like, really? I looked at my mom. I was like, should I not do epidural then? But I did get epidural, and honestly, I don't regret that. I feel like that helped ease my labor even more.
Mm-hmm. So
Mhm.
you didn't know it was a contraction
No.
until later, and then you figured it out.
Yeah, because they were kind of
Okay.
questionable. Like I would start to feel the pain and then it would go away. But I think I was in denial
Mm-hmm.
because I gave birth at 37 weeks. So I was like, no, I still have, 3 more weeks to go. Or 4 more weeks to go, right? Because you're supposed to give birth at 40 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
typically, right? So I was like in denial. I was like, no, I still have 4 more weeks to go. Um, so I was in denial and not thinking that I was actually in labor, but I was.
You
And
were.
then
You
she came
found out
out.
you were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once you
once
came
she came out,
out.
I was like, oh yeah, I was in labor.
What's a moment you've had so far where you feel I have no idea what I'm doing?
That is a good question because I feel like as a first-time mom, that was definitely my mindset in the very beginning. And
Mm-hmm.
that would tie into my anxiety because I'm
Oh.
like, I don't know what to do if she has a fever. What do I do? I like again, what was that cough? Like, should I be concerned? Why was she coughing? Or why was she making that noise?
Mm-hmm.
So I think in every stage now, especially that she's starting to like want to be more independent, she's going to be wanting to walk soon. I'm like, wait, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to baby proof, but you do learn along the way. You learn
Yeah.
as you go. And I don't have all the answers right now. Um, but I definitely learn along the way. And you just go with it. But there's a lot of
Yeah.
moments where you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to do in that case.
Yeah, that's so normal. You
Right.
haven't done this before, so
Exactly.
it makes sense that you're gonna be like, oh, do I do this? Do I do that? But that's why
Hmm.
having good community around you is important,
Yeah.
having support. But
I
yeah.
think that's why it's amazing to have social media access. We have ChatGPT, we have Google, and like people have been through it before me. So I'll just quickly go on my phone and like try to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, cool. X amount of people said this, so we're gonna try this.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that
and
really helps.
you can get all different opinions. Try
Hmm.
a little this, try a little that, and then you
Exactly.
form your own opinion.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What's something you heard about motherhood that turned out to be totally wrong?
Oh my gosh, I actually love this question because I feel like there's a lot. Um, well, I had my daughter when I was 29 years old, and I definitely feel that my life started. Like it just started.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of like the misconception is like, oh, your life's over once you have kids. And I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like my life just begun. This is a whole new world. Now, I don't want to say that like I wish I had her sooner because I think the timeline of everything is perfect. God's timing is always right. Uh, but I always had that thought kind of like pounded into my head is that once you have kids, like say goodbye to traveling, say goodbye to like your relationship, right? I'm married. So like no more me and my husband time, it's all going to be baby. And that could not be further away from the truth. Um, and I feel like truly my life has started with her, and I love her, and I want to pop out like 5 more kids because I love being a mom. And I feel like I'm the happiest being a mom
Oh.
than I've ever been in my life. Me
Mm-hmm.
single, me 20 in my 20s, or um, I had my husband, but I mean like no other kids or really in college and stuff like that. And I felt like I think that's the best way to put it. I didn't have a purpose until I became a mom. I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
the best way for me to describe it.
Mm-hmm. You
Mhm.
unlock all new experiences, all new
Mhm.
challenges.
Yeah.
it's a whole new world.
Yeah, it really is. And it's the best world. Motherhood is like the best. And I wouldn't have thought it would be because you have so many, sorry to say, but there's a lot of people that think that way. Like once you have kids,
Hmm.
your life's over and oh no, don't have kids. And I think that's um something that I've heard a lot, like, oh, when do you guys want to have kids? Or, you ask somebody else and they're like, oh, no, never. Like, I never want to have kids. I'm not ready for that. Or, it's very negative. It's very like,
Hmm.
oh, no, like once you have kids, girl, don't have kids and like, don't have one and done. And, very negative. And I'm sure it's valid for them. It's valid if they don't, want to have more kids. That's totally valid. But I think for me, when people ask me, like, do you want to have more kids? I'm like, yes, I would love to. Like, I love motherhood so much. I'm not afraid of it. It's the best thing ever. If I could pop out another one right now, me and my husband would. Like, we love being parents.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
It is absolutely.
It's definitely a mindset. Final question.
Okay.
What advice would you give parents listening right now?
If you can have a village. I think a lot of times moms think we have to do it alone. And sometimes there's cases where you do have to do it by yourself. You do have to do it alone. But I think also letting it be okay for help.
Hmm.
I think we get in that mindset like, I could do it by myself. It's fine. But asking for help, and I think definitely communicating. And if you can get help, definitely get help. It definitely does take a village. Um, but we got this. We got this. And I think it ties into what you had mentioned, your mindset of being positive. Now, everybody's story is different. Everybody's is circumstantial. It doesn't, it's not one size fits all.
Hmm.
But I think definitely changing your mindset and loving parenthood. It's the best. I don't regret it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary asking for help, but
Mhm.
everybody needs help. Every
Absolutely.
single person could use some help. So
Absolutely.
that's important. And yes, being positive, you can
Hmm.
always choose to be negative, but that's not going to help anybody.
And
So,
I think it comes into like finding tools for you.
hmm.
Finding tools how to be positive, how to be patient. Whether, and I think that something that helped me a lot, now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Before I was working full time, and that change at first was a little bit different. I didn't know what to do all day at home other than, of course, take care of my child. But I think one thing for me, if anybody's going through maybe like postpartum depression or trying to find something else other than, yes, being a mom, that's a huge part of you, but I do feel like you do need to have something going for yourself. And I think for me, it's getting up, writing the schedule out. I'm a very type A person. I will write my full schedule out of what I want to accomplish for today. I get ready. I do my makeup and hair every single day. I get dressed up. I get my daughter dressed up. Where are we going? Probably nowhere. We're probably just going to be home all day. But when you look good, you feel good. And I don't mean like you have to put 10 pounds of makeup on, but at least, change out of like your PJs or wear a cute outfit, go take a walk. We try to take a walk every single day, depending on the weather.
Hmm.
But just building a schedule for myself and really finding myself doing what I love to do and um putting yourself first along with the baby. You guys can both come 1st.
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Look good, feel good. Yeah.
Exactly.
When you put yourself together, you feel better, you're in a better mindset, and you're going to have a better day.
Exactly. And I think that all reflects on my child too, right? When she
Hmm.
sees mom happy, she sees mom, whether and it's not based on appearance, right? It's more of like how you, like you said, you look good, you feel good. So if she sees mom just laying in bed with PJs on, all kind of, slumped in, which those days do happen. I totally understand those days will happen sometimes. But for the most part, once she sees mom doing that, she's going to kind of, be in a happy mood too, or she's ready too. And you truly set the tone for the day. And then I think another thing will be like podcast, you know, you can put a religion one on if that helps you, or any motivational speakers really, really help. Music, I find helps too, but it really is more podcast and any like religion that I can put on
Yeah.
to kind of give, like a preacher or anything like that. Really, really helps a lot.
Yeah, what you listen to all day is
Hmm.
what your thoughts become and
Absolutely.
how you feel. It's energy and it
Always, yeah.
all matters.
It definitely matters.
Hmm. Well, that's all we have for today. Rose, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Of course, me too. Listeners, thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to Baby Steps, sponsored by Oxford and Soho Baby. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Bye.
You've been listening to Baby Steps, sponsored by Oxford and Soho Baby. If you're in the market for a new crib, glider, dresser, or more, we'd love for you to check out our line of furniture. Head over to oxfordbabyandkids.com or sohobaby.com. All links are within the show notes. For more information as a listener, enter the code PODCAST10 for 10% off your total purchase, plus free shipping on all orders over $799. Thanks for listening and tune into our next episode. Bye for now, and remember, every step is a step towards progress. We hope today's story gives you the confidence and the assurance that every journey is different, but we do it together.